Hello! So, sorry to the Twitch people who've been here already, but we're going to be starting a game as the Knights. That is the little country here, currently in Rhodes. The Knights are interesting because they have many of the mechanics that the North Africans do, in that they can actually raid people. So you can become a real thorn in the side of the Ottomans and of the Mamelukes, and can make a lot of money from doing it by just raiding people and making loads of money that way. The Knights also have the potential to have one of the biggest navies in the game, probably rivaling that of Britain. And I'll show you why in a moment. So they start out with may raid coasts, obviously, and +5 discipline. Their armies are really strong from the start. Then once they have all of the knight ideas, then you get +2 papal influence, which means you can really dominate the Catholic system. So we might actually stay Catholic this time, not something I usually do. I wonder if that changes into Protestant church power. Not sure. We have Defense of the Faith, which is a +25 fort defense. We will be using, hopefully we'll be using the fort and roads quite heavily. Hopefully we won't be using the fort and roads too heavily, because that will mean we have no army and we'll probably just lose. We have +15% manpower recovery. We can have one additional diplomatic relation, which is super important because it means we can get more allies. Galley combat ability +20%. Chance to capture enemy ships +15%. This is where you start to see where the Knight's strength truly lies. So first of all, you make money by raiding people. Second of all, you can capture enemy ships pretty effectively. And third of all, your galleys are stronger. And I think it's only really Venice that will outstrip your galleys in terms of raw strength. -2 public unrest means you deal with uprisings and revolts far less frequently, which is really good. And here's the big one, +50% naval force limit. That means so many ships, because that will stack with things like the maritime +50% and also the exploration naval force limit increase. So you can have a ridiculous number of ships as the Knights. Obviously you start out really, really small and you will need to find ways of expanding your power base, but that still means an awful lot of ships. Then you finally get yearly army tradition +0.5, which is also pretty nice. So not the best ideas ever. I do remember their galley combat ability being a +50% in the past as well, but really it's all about having that naval force limit and also now the ability to raid people. So we're not doing Iron Man, we're doing normal mode. Yeah, this is fine. How many restarts are we counting on here? Don't know. Am I good at EU4? I can hold my own. So the monastic order of the Knights. As the Timurid Empire's borders recede, a number of regional magnates and tribal chiefs see their opportunity to carve out states for themselves. In Anatolia and Syria, this vacuum has already been filled by the Ottomans and the Mamelukes, the old regional powers of the area. In this uncertain political situation, tensions are on the rise between the sedentary cultures of the region and the many Turkic tribes that dominate its military and political life. Many of the Turkoman tribesmen have started to turn into millenarian sects such as the Safuya, a development that might well reshape the future of the region entirely. Oh yeah, we're a theocracy. It's been a long time since I played as the Knights. I don't actually remember how theocracies work. They give you a bunch more money. And also even more papal influence. We will be relying on papal beneficiaries quite a lot. Especially the forgive usury so that we can get the interest down and the inflation reduction down. And also just levy church taxes so they can send us more cash. Mercantilism is nice now and then. Additional prestige is nice. Diplomatic reputation could also be really good to secure those vital allies. Okay, so we as the Knights start out losing money. Yeah, that's the situation our economy is in. Basically, if we have our army raised, we are losing cash. It is not a great situation. We have got 2 light ships, which I think I'm just going to get rid of straight away. All of our force should really be invested in galleys, because staying alive at sea is really the only way we are going to stay alive. We begin the game guaranteed by the Venetians, which is pretty nice. And we should try and coalesce that into a proper alliance if we're able to. Which at the moment we can't. Do we have any potential allies? Nope. No, we don't. Oh dear. The allies we should really be after: Venice, France, possibly Austria. So I think what we're going to start doing is with our diplomats, we're going to improve relations with Venice, because Venice is definitely like our early ally. We need their naval power. You know what? Aragon might be a good one. If we can't get France, then maybe Aragon. Because they have Naples as a junior power, and after Venice, Aragon's navy is probably the strongest in the Mediterranean. No potential allies. It's fine, everything's fine. I didn't say this would be an easy start. Do I have all the DLCs? Yes, I do. Alright, so Athens is a vassal of the Byzantines. Crete is Venetian. Cyprus is guaranteed by the Mamelukes. Genoa is in Schio. Corfu is a vassal of Venice. Oh yeah, they have Durazzo as well, don't they? Yeah, things have definitely changed a bit since the last time I played in the Mediterranean. So I'm thinking that we probably want to spend our opening income, or opening money, on just more galleys. Because we have a force limit of 13, so we can afford a couple more. The other thing we need to do is sort out our trade. So we're going to be competing with the Ottomans in Constantinople. That's where we're going to be collecting our trade from. And then otherwise, probably pushing money from Alexandria into Constantinople. Sorry, I have a real frog in my throat. This is really quite annoying. Can I do a stream with a custom nation? There are several games with custom nations up on my YouTube channel. You can find there the... Oh, what do I call them? Brandon something? So one of the very first series I ever did on YouTube is up there. That's a custom nation. And then I would more heartily recommend the Pale Pirates game, which was a multiplayer game I had with other people. With some other YouTubers. That was actually a really good game too. Got to put the kids to bed. Catch you on the next stream. See you, Workman. Thank you very much for the bits as well. Hope the kids don't give you too many problems getting to sleep. And do I want to disband these? No, I don't think I do. Although we will be reducing your maintenance. I'm not going to be drilling anyone. And we are going to be putting the ships out. I think I'm going to mothball the transports and just use you guys to raid people. We'll go up to speed 3, I think. Do I want to be careful about who I am raiding? No. As we currently have no designated heir for the Grandmaster Jean Bonparc de Lussac, we have several options to pick from. A local noble, which increases the nobility's loyalty. We get a strong claim. We lose 5 devotion. A merchant son, where we get money, and the bourgeoisie like us. A talented theologian, so the clergy like us. A preacher, so we gain devotion. We have like almost maximum devotion, so we don't need that. Or papal influence. So the papal protege might be a good one, although that pisses off the nobility and the bourgeois. One of the first things we should probably do is get some money from these guys. So you need to have at least 25% influence. That's not going to happen for a while. Your influence could do that if we seek the support of the clergy. I might actually want to keep that high. That papal influence and the yearly devotion is actually going to be super useful. We'll call it Diet as well, and then I will demand military support from you. I think I'm going to do it from you as well. And then maybe make a generous donation. There we go. That keeps you high. And I think I'm just going to request money from you. Who's going to be the first conquest? Obviously the Ottomans. Not sure. So back to this question. We don't need the prestige. We could do with the money, though I am honestly expecting just steal it. I'd quite like the clergy to be more devoted to it. I think I'm going to go with the papal protege. That'll piss off the bourgeoisie, so we'll lose trade income, but that's fine. And the nobility we will lose manpower recovery, but that would only be for a short time. And I'd very much like to have that extra papal influence. Hido, sure. Boy Kayla, thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate that. And then yeah, we're just gonna go and raid some people. I need to remember how you do that. It's one of these buttons, I know. Oh, you're not at sea yet. Here we go. That one, raid coasts. 100% effective raiding Tikhon Meneshta. Gain 17 ducats and 109 sailors. Do it. I think the further away from our homeland that we raid, the less income we get. This would give us 75 ducats and 500 sailors. That's insane. Definitely want to do that. Okay, so financially we're actually fine. This raiding is going to make us a lot of money. I hadn't quite realised just how much. Oh, of course we start. We're a Catholic nation, but our only province is Orthodox. So we have a 0% religious unity. I don't think we can actually convert. No, we can't. Non-accepted culture is the problem, so I need to accept... Our culture isn't even that of our province. Good grief. Right, so we're going to need... We have to have at least 20 developments before we can actually promote them to an accepted culture. Oh man. This is going to cause some serious problems. LJ and Gale, thank you very much for the follows as well. I appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Well, there's no point doing this until we get the first of our ideas. Now, I was initially thinking espionage because that would increase our privateering ability. But what we probably need to do is religious, just so we can sodding convert. Do we have any decisions that we can do? Wait, we can form France? Knights into France? We could certainly form Jerusalem. Although if we do that, then I think that we lose our knight ideas, which also means that we lose the ability to raid. We could become a secular, which is an Really? To admin monarchy? That's ahead of time. Interesting. The other thing we could potentially do is get a missionary. Who is not available, so never mind. We could get some councillors. No, I think what we're going to do is we're going to buy some more galleys. Because if anyone declares war on us, we're going to be relying entirely on those galleys to keep us safe. And I'm actually really annoyed that getting a missionary is not going to be available. Although we could get one from the clergy, potentially. It would be you. We need 40 influence or higher. State religion not dominant reduces that by 15. That would be the 40% we require. Main culture is Occitan, which is French. Yeah, I know. Hey, Hayden. Charismatic negotiator. That's good. That means it's more likely that people like Venice will support us. That's another 60 ducats. This is actually going to be way more profitable than I realised. I mean, I remember doing this a few times with... Too far from the homeland, so I think it has to be... Oh no, we can supply. I remember doing this a few times in the Viking game, but never this valuable. Right, Venice, are you ready to declare yourselves our allies? No, and you have too many diplomatic relations now. Son of a bitch. I could... Venice, how about your trade league? I would totally join your trade league. Access? No. Economy. It must be economy. Join. Where's join? Am I already in your trade league? Venice, where's your trade league? Why don't you have one? Oh, you're allied with Genoa as well. Wow, having Venice and Genoa on the same side would be kind of phenomenal. Let's send my other guy. I kind of want you to go and improve relations with one of these guys. I'll go with France. If we can improve relations sufficiently with France, that would be a real coup. Kinda doubt it'll happen, but you never know. Raiding is 3 Z zones from an own port. Ah! Good to know. Right, so Venice definitely has a trade league, because people are joining it. Oh, there it is. It's 20 days. Quickly, because I want the mutual defense of the Venetians. Yes, it's probably going to draw me into wars. I'm okay with that. So long as I have a big navy, we can keep ourselves safe. And I'm happy to transfer trade power to you. Fine. I want the mutual security. Okay. So we have that going. You can continue to raid coasts. And then now I need to start thinking about how am I going to expand, because we need to. Cyprus would probably be the most obvious. Like, we need the Mamluks to go to war with the Ottomans. And then we could hopefully go and grab Cyprus. Actually, being where we are, that's a lot of sea zones around us. We can make a lot of money from this. Why damnation? This is good. This is more people joining our trade league. I think this is a good thing, not a bad thing. And now we're being raided. Who controls Malta? Aragon. And I know that there are events to allow the AI to shift to Malta if they lose Rhodes. I don't think that exists for the player, which is very unfortunate. That would be a nice safety cushion to have. Diplomatic reputation would be nice. Prestige? Wait, we have uncontested cause. No, we do. Sugla. Taking that from the Ottomans, yeah, that's not likely. National tax modifier? I think I'm going to go with the prestige. And then... honestly, at this point, morale is more important. And I can't raid any of this stuff for another 10 years. Oh! So this money has to last me for 10 years. Why are you saying I'm still earning money when clearly I'm not? Just double checking that I've looted everything, and I have indeed done so. Ottomans have declared war on Kandar. Byzantium. Alliance with Serbia. Yeah, that seems a little too shaky for my taste. And the other one that we could potentially try to reach out to would be the Hungarians. Because Hungary does tend to do pretty well. Borders are too far. Aragon? Albania, Cyprus, Bosnia, Papal States. You know what? Making friends with the Pope is a good idea because that will get us more influence. Which we can then cash in for useful bonuses. God damn that -1 from religious unity. That's going to be impossible to change. I'm really not sure how I'm going to deal with converting this place. Because we need a 2.1 increase. So that would be 1%. 1.5. What do we need for this? We need to have at least 2 stability to get the Rhodians and the Greeks in the order, which gives us a permanent bonus of manpower, garrison growth, and garrison size, and Greek becomes an accepted culture. So I do think we need to do that, and that only requires stability level 2 and 100 Diplo. How much would it be to increase stability? A ridiculous amount. Unless, of course, we do it via this. Which requires 100 papal influence. Which we're going to be a long way away from doing. Or become Orthodox. I don't want to. We have too many bonuses from being Catholic. Apparently our heir died again. Oh no! We got the new Grandmaster. I think I might just... yeah, not really worth it. I mean, the Papal Protege could be good. Yeah, I think I'm going to do it. I mean, this is going to tank my relations with... Oh man, he's terrible. With these two. But the clergy absolutely adore us. Now, I just wish that I could get the influence up a bit more. Oh, built another ship. So we'll call this the Battle Fleet. So we're definitely going to need religious ideas, naval ideas, maritime ideas, espionage ideas, offensive ideas. Maybe not offensive. Possibly defensive. Depending on how heavily we're going to rely on fortifications. Kandar's gone, so this is not a game where the Ottomans do nothing, unfortunately. Beginning to wonder if I can really afford all of this. I mean, just getting the power now is pretty nice, but having you suck. Really quite hard. That helps! The Orthodox faithful have watched the rise of philosopher Hilarius Zambuson with both interest and enthusiasm. To many, he has become proof that it is possible for someone to do well within the Knight state, despite not belonging to the state religion. So, I could at this point pay out 200 and... should have done that before. Should have done this and then that. Or we can wait for the papacy to rise enough so that we can get that stability. I mean, that's going to take a while. Like, 30 years. Hey, Marshal. Yes, I am indeed playing as the Knights, and I'm really not sure where to go from this. Hungary has announced Venice as their new rival. That's unfortunate, because I was hoping to get Hungary on our side. Venice, are you ready for a full, darned, awesome... No. Only really because you have too many diplomatic relations, which is very disappointing. Okay, mercantilism, lose money, or make the bourgeoisie hate us even more. I'll compensate them as only 9 ducats. That's another galley. I mean, the really dangerous bit is when we go to war with the Ottomans. Like, we have to beat them at sea. If we can beat them at sea, then we can basically hit and run, stay really rather secure. But we need a lot more galleys in order to do that. I mean, us plus Venice plus Genoa? Maybe. Or at the very least, wait until we start getting some of our galley improvements, which is this guy. Oh, you are kidding me. Why do you hate me? Intolerance. Yeah, that's a good reason. And the religious unity problem. I think I'm going to have to just sacrifice a bunch of admin to get this stability. I did that in the wrong order. That was not optimal. And then we're going to start accepting Greek so that we can get Greek as an accepted culture, which will reduce the unrest rate here. Oh, it also means that we can convert. Hold on, hold on. Because it's no longer an unaccepted culture. It'll take 256 months. But I think it's worthwhile. I will, however, have to deal with the separatists. Okay, I'm going to have to get rid of these guys. I can't afford them. I'm going to keep the Diplo rep because the only way to survive is to have allies. I need to keep on trying to do that. Pope, you ready to be allies? Yes, you are. Good. That helps. Anyone else? Any other allies? Albania? You're just going to get picked on by the Ottomans. Poland? Ooh. Florence? Milan? Florence, who are your rivals? Genoa and Ferrara. Milan? Mantua, Genoa and Switzerland. I mean, Poland, you don't have a naval ability, but you are adjacent to the Ottomans. And you do have Lithuania as a minor partner. So we're going to improve relations with you. Having that alliance with the Pope is really good, though, because that's going to increase the amount of papal influence we're getting as well. I'll recall you. I mean, our relations with you are already going to be really high. Kind of tempted to try for Aragon. I mean, we're already improving relations with Poland. If we can get Aragon or France, right. So who's the less likely? Minus 82, minus 127. Minus 125. Aragon really would be the best. Alright, Genoa just doesn't like us. At this point, I'm actually... Oh man, you're allied with France as well. Which means that I can't ally with either Florence or Milan. Although Milan wouldn't do me any good at all. Florence, however, could. Florence is allied with Hungary, and Hungary doesn't like me. I'm going to try and improve relations with Aragon.